The arrivals board flickered overhead, updating flight schedules with rapid precision. The airport was a blur of movement, businessmen rushing to their next meetings. Families reuniting with tearful hugs and tourists dragging their luggage with weary excitement. Among them stood a man who didn't quite belong to the chaos, yet he stood firm, unwavering, his eyes fixed on the gates ahead. He was no longer the reckless boy who had once dreamed of running away. Years had molded him into a man of discipline and patience. His broad shoulders carried the weight of responsibility, his tailored suit crisp and fitted, a symbol of the success he had built from the ground up. The playful boyishness in his features had softened, replaced by something sharper. More refined, but his eyes, warm and unwavering, remained the same. He ran a hand through his neatly styled hair, exhaling slowly. He had waited years for this moment. For her, and now she was finally coming home. He had kept his promise. It hadn't been easy. Convincing both families to accept them had been the hardest battle of his life. His parents had been reluctant at first, disappointed in his impulsiveness back then. But Taehyung had worked tirelessly, proving that love wasn't just a reckless emotion, it was a commitment. He had built his name, worked through sleepless nights, and climbed the corporate ladder, all while standing firm on one condition. That one day, when she was ready, he would marry Ryan. Ryan's parents had been even more stubborn. They had disapproved, resisted, and dismissed him at every turn. But Taehyung had never backed down. He had visited them, shown up at every family event. Endured their cold gazes, and slowly, through sheer persistence and unwavering love for their daughter, he had worn down their walls. At the end of the day, Ryan is their daughter, and they might act like they don't care, but somewhere in the depth of their hearts, they do. They yearn for their daughter, yearn to see her once after she left the house. He managed to make them understand that he will keep her happy. He had done it all alone, without Ryan knowing, without her worrying. Because she had a dream to chase. He didn't want to burden her with another problem. Every other month he had flown to Paris, sometimes for just a few hours, just to see her. Sometimes she let him sit with her at the cafe she worked at. Sometimes she ignored him completely. And sometimes, when she was tired of fighting, she let herself listen. She never let him help her financially. Her reply was always the same. It's my dream, my decision, and getting help from you will end up weakening me. I don't want money, Taehyung. You supporting me is enough. He had apologized countless times, not just in words, but in actions. And over time, she had begun to understand that their love had never been the problem. That the way they had tried to fight for it had been childish. He explained that the morning they were supposed to run away, His mother saw him. They made him understand that running away is not right. Staying back and fighting for themselves is the right option. They're choosing the way that looks easier to them, but in reality, it's harsh. While staying back and fighting sounds harsh, but it's the best if they want to be happy. Taehyung made Wine understand his point of view. Now, years later, everything was different. She had built her own success just as he had built his. And today it was Taehyung standing at the airport waiting. His fingers tightened around the bouquet in his hands, a mix of blue and white hydrangeas, her favorite. The petals trembled slightly as the air buzzed with anticipation. And then she appeared. Walking through the terminal gates, shoulders squared, head held high. Wyan. She was breathtaking. Her confident smile was the first thing he noticed. The kind that spoke of years of struggle, perseverance, and triumph. The kind of smile that told the world she had won. Her pilot uniform fit her perfectly. Crisp and pristine, the captain's stripes on her sleeves marking her achievement. Her hair was neatly pulled back, but a few strands framed her face, softening the sharp determination in her gaze. She looked around for a certain someone, and then those eyes met his. For a moment, the world faded. It was just two eyes filled with longing, unspoken understanding, and patience. The years, the distance, the pain, it all disappeared in the space of a heartbeat. A slow smile spread across her lips as she walked towards him, her pace measured yet sure. You came, she called out, her voice tinged with something between amusement and disbelief, the smile not leaving her face. Taehyung exhaled, his own lips curving upward. Told you, he murmured, stepping forward. This time I would. And then, without hesitation, he pulled her into his arms. She didn't resist. She sank into his embrace like she belonged there, her arms wrapping around him as tightly as his did around her. The scent of his cologne, the warmth of his body, it was all so achingly familiar, so undeniably him. And to Taehyung, it felt like a missing piece of him was back in its place. For years she had been running, but this time she stopped and came back to where she truly belonged. They stood there wrapped in each other as the airport buzzed around them. Neither Vine finally pulled back slightly, tilting her head to look at him. You really waited, she murmured, searching his face. His hand came up to cup her cheek, his thumb brushing over her skin with a gentleness that made her breath hitch. Vine blinked. Home? To our parents, he clarified, squeezing her hand, to tell them that it's time. Her heart skipped a beat. You mean, he nodded. He said it so simply, so surely, like it had never been a question, like it had always been a certainty, and maybe it had. A slow smile spread across her lips. Okay, she whispered. Taehyung's grin widened. Okay, she nodded. And just like that, the years of waiting, of separation, of struggle, they all led to this moment where they finally chose to go home together, this time with nothing standing in their way. Never force things to happen because you simply can't. You can't force things to happen, just like a perfect picture that you use for your wallpaper or a song that you can't stop replaying because it describes your feeling perfectly. You don't search for them, you simply stumble upon them and they become a part of you instantly. Good things cannot be forced. Give it some time and everything will fall into its place. So stop worrying about making things right. If it's meant to be, it will. And with that being said, this is the end of the series, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down what you think about this series. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram only at lustrous FFs. Also, we are super close to 3,000 subscribers, so please show some love, guys. Show some support. Subscribe the channel, it motivates me a lot to make videos. And like, subscribe, comment down what you think, what I should make next. Give me some ideas because I'm running out of them literally. Anyways, I'll be going now and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.